welcome back over to the bunker. Skinny with another little episode for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about essentially AC basic maintenance that everybody should be doing on their home. Most people don't, and I understand why. They're not HVAC technicians, and that's perfectly fine, but there's some very small little things that you can do that can greatly take care of your air conditioner. And of course, right now we're in the heat season. I know I'm up here in Pennsylvania. I was born and raised down in Florida, so up here I laugh every time the Yankees say, like, oh my God, it's so hot and humid outside. No, it's not.
Fucking redneck.
But it is kind of hot. I know my AC is working overtime in order to keep the entire house cool. So there's some very basic things that I'll do. I'm going to show you guys to do in order to try to keep that HVAC technician from coming over to the house and having to replace something or do a major repair onto the unit and saving me lots more money. Everybody's, the way air conditioners are, everybody thinks the same thing. If it's running, then I'm fine, right? It's good. Well, no, that's usually what ultimately leads down to a massive failure. And now you're spending, instead of a few $100s to get a repair done, you're spending a few $1,000s.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts!
To get a repair done. So these are very, very basic things, easy things that you can do. You don't have to be over the top, highly skilled. Just basic hand tools is all you need to do most of these things. And at the end, I'm going to give you just two little tips in order, if something does happen to your AC unit, it kind of makes things a little easier to deal with or a little less expensive whenever you have that technician come out to your house. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this first tip. The first tip is going to be on filters, okay? Changing out filters. Very, very simple thing to do. I've seen a lot of people not do them, and it can cause a lot of damage to your equipment and cost you literally $1,000 in repair. So what are we going to need for this? You can use a screwdriver, okay? You can also use a drill. If you decide to use a drill, which is fine, take that clutch, turn that clutch down so that way it is not, okay, see? See how it won't go any further, okay? That's because I set the clutch down. We do not want to over torque these screws, because if we do, we could actually cause damage, making this job harder later, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and use the drill. The other thing you're gonna need is a marker, okay? Lastly, what you're gonna need is obviously you're gonna need a filter, okay?
Yeah, no shit.
Never done this before. What I would recommend, turn your AC off, go in there, take it out, or if you can see this number, okay, there's 3 numbers on there, take a picture of it with your phone, head over to Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, right? Ace Hardware maybe, and they'll have, and look for that exact size. Okay, you gotta have that exact size. Last thing I'm gonna talk about with filters. There's the new ones out there that they're like the HEPA filter with it'll remove all of the dog hair out of the house, and it will remove all the radiation from Chernobyl out of your house. I mean, it's just nonsensical stuff, okay? Do not use those unless your specific air handler states that you need to use those. Why? Because they have depleting, right? You can see how kind of see-through this thing is. They're typically white. It's very hard to see through those. That's how they collect a lot of that stuff. That's the good thing. The bad thing, though, is that as less air is able to go through here and cycle through the filter, you build a low pressure area above your filter. And especially like right now where we've got a lot of humidity and everything, that humidity can't dry because there's not enough air movement going from the velocity, okay? So all that humidity and moisture is going to go on top of this filter, and it's not going to dry, and you're going to start having mold issues inside your house. So please, these are inexpensive. They're designed for your air handler unit. Please use these instead of that really expensive ones that actually cause more harm than good, unless your air handler, either on the unit or in your
oh my God, just spit it out.
Your instruction manual clearly states that that's what you're supposed to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my door off. This is always gonna be somewhere on your air handler, okay? Your air handler could be in your garage. Your air handler could be like me, it's in my basement, my wood shop. It could be inside your house. It's gonna be a large gray box that has a fan inside of it, okay? So I went ahead and took that thing off. Now I'm gonna take this old filter, okay, and I'm gonna yeet it.
Lousy stinking piece of crap.
Because we don't need it anymore. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my marker. with my marker, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the day and the month written on my filter. Now, why am I doing that? And the reason why is because you need to change these out every 30 days, okay? Set a reminder on your calendar, set a reminder on your phone, whatever the case be. Change these out every 30 days, even if it doesn't look like it's dirty, okay? Now I'm just gonna put this and replace it back into the unit. Then I'm gonna put this back. And tighten it down. Done. Now, one thing I do want to bring up, though, is I didn't mention it as I was putting it in.
For the love of God, what?
Before you put the filter in, okay, there will be an arrow telling you the direction of airflow, okay? How do you know that? Well, whoever it was that installed this or the homeowner went ahead and wrote airflow with the direction. So I know the green arrow of the filter and this arrow need to match, okay? You need to have the same airflow direction. Oh God. This Coke would be so much better if there was rum in it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Oh my God.